Hello, everybody. Welcome along. My name is Benjamin Bloom. This is the Benjamin Bloom Football Channel. Please leave your bias at the door and join us for part 2 of round 37 review in the Championship. Another 6 games last night. We can play a little game here. If you're happy and you're a Birmingham fan, clap your hands. If you're happy and you're a Barnsley fan, clap your hands. If you're happy and you're a Norwich fan, clap your hands. I suppose we should include QPR in there if they're not on the beach already. But some great stuff last night in the Championship. Plenty as ever to talk about. We're going to get right into this. Let me know that you can see me, hear me loudly, clearly. Say hello in the chat. We'll go through each of the 6 games that were played last night. And you can get your comments in on each and every one of those. First of all, let's just do the plugs real quick and then we'll get into the action. Thank you to Russ, who sponsors our show, a fan and now friend despite Ben's terrible taste in football teams. Thanks so much to Russ. He got involved over on Patreon. You can do the same, exclusive shows. I'm going to record the Thursday Q&A in an hour or two after this on Patreon. We do the quick predictions. Classics Reviewed was out earlier in the week. Feel free to go over and check out patreon.com/Benjamin Bloom. Super chat, any point in the broadcast, first super chat in the stream becomes the king of the bin. Although we haven't used the fake news sin bin for a couple of days, I don't think. If you're on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, hit the thumbs up button. Help bring other people to the stream. Comment, have your say, share your knowledge, subscribe, never miss a vid. Ring the bell for notifications. Shall we have a look and see what the scores were? I mean, you know, if you're looking across the bottom of the screen what they were. But last night, 6 games, it was Forest 0, Norwich 2, QPR 3, Millwall 2, Wycombe 1, Barnsley 3, Birmingham 2, Reading 1, Blackburn 0, Bristol City 0, and Sheffield Wednesday 1, Huddersfield 1. Let's start at the top. And can Norwich win without Emi Buendia? Yes. So the only, if there are any questions left for Norwich to answer now, 1 is, can they get 100 points? 2, how many more records can they break? 3, can they play without Buendia? So we now know the answer to this question last night. I think his wife's given birth recently. So no Buendia for Norwich last night. And we all know what that's meant in the past, but I'm afraid Norwich seem to have gone a level above that statistic now. And from everything I hear, I think they were utterly dominant last night. And it seems to me that we now have a club that was set up to do this, a good manager, a good squad. They're fit. They're playing well. The best player in the league's not even there last night. And they're now hitting form and hitting their stride. And it just seems like we're in perfect storm mode now for Norwich. They are just on another plane from the rest of the division, aren't they? 10 points clear, 82 on the board for Norwich, 18 to go for the 100, 9 games remaining, 2 points per game, and Norwich will join the 100 points club. Forest, according to Krissy, and beaten by the better team. But let's go through the details. Smith in goal, Christie, Blackett, McKenna, Figueiredo, Garner, Yates, Freeman, Cafu, Amiobi, Graben. For Norwich, everyone bar Buendia, Krull, Aarons, Hanley, Gibson, Janulis, Skip, McLean, Cantwell, Ruck, Dowell starts, which a lot of Norwich fans were keen to see, and Teemu Pukki, of course. What did someone call him in the chat? An animal. He's an animal at the moment, Pukki. And yeah, that's a very apt description. Brilliant goal, this. Shifts it from left to right, beats his man and just drills it into the bottom corner. Outstanding from Pukki. What's that for the season now? 21? Let me double check on Pukki. I think it's 21. 22. So Tony 27, Pukki 22. Can he catch him with 9 to play? This second goal was superb. Absolutely superb. Dowell drills it in first time, left-footed, but the passing before was really, really good. 1-2, Dowell in off the right, slams it in left-footed. Just too good is what they're proving to be this season now, and totally in their stride. 9 straight wins, and there is the league table. Not really a lot else to say. It's almost boring now, isn't it? Just winning and winning and winning and winning. And Norwich looking at records now. They're looking at 100 points. They're looking at club record winning streaks, etc., etc. That's 9 in a row, and moving on to the Premier League, and probably thinking about that in a lot of parts of Carrow Road at the moment. Forest, 41 points. At the moment, Rotherham are projecting below a point per game. So we're still looking at 45 to survive. Forest need 2 more wins pretty quickly. They'll hopefully get them in the next 5 games for their sake and get up to 47 points where Luton already are. And then that slew of 4 teams on 49 points. Let's see what you guys have got to say about this. Lee, thank you, legend. £5 super chat. Carry on the great work. Love you, listeners. Thank you very, very much, Lee. Let's have a look here. No Emmy, no problems. Yeah. I can't argue with that. I saw the team come in and I thought, oh, interesting. And then 2-0 up in 15 minutes. Norwich made it look so easy last night. Also, big up Barnsley. We'll talk about Barnsley in a minute. We won with Emmy away on paternity leave. We are not a one-man team. Now, I would never suggest such a thing, Sophie. I've just pointed out the statistics that say Norwich are very, very good with Buendia. But, as Chris says, what a statement would be to have Buendia on the bench at the weekend. That would just be showing off, wouldn't it? Afternoon, Kevin. Really enjoyed it. Thank you, Kevin. That Joker card didn't pay off. It never does it, Cameron? It never does. If, as Ben insists on telling us, Emmy is... I'm just saying I would leave if I were him. I'd now go on and do the next bit of my career. There's a case for an unchanged. You can't take out Buendia, can you? You can't take him out. He's too good. Too good for the league. No Cronenberg today, Iain. Absolutely not, no. Actually, I might have one tonight. I think we're doing date night tonight. All in recruitment for Norwich now. Too good for this league. Not yet good enough to stay up. Yeah, that's the next deal. Would be a really good golden boot races. Tony and Pookie had the same penalty goal. So let's not get into minutiae on things like that. Goals are goals, isn't it? Not all goals are equal. We know that, don't we? Hey, we know that. But let's move on to... We're going to get aboard the Barnsley train again because it was Wycombe 1, Barnsley 3. Barnsley do it again against bottom side Wigan, according to Valerian Ishmael, in the face of much gamesmanship from the chair boys. But I can't keep up. So 9, right, let me do this right. 9 wins in a row for Norwich, 9 wins in 10 for Barnsley, and 8 wins in 9 for Watford. There is a hell of a tear going on at the top of the table. There is, however, an issue here that we need to talk about because Barnsley, depending on what the EFL decide to do, because we think there's going to be appeal, Barnsley may be without their captain for the next 3 matches. We'll see. There will be an appeal, says Ishmael and Barnsley. So there are the teams from last night. Stockdale in goal, McCarthy and Jacobson, Tafazoli and Knight, Thompson and Gape, Horgan, McClary, Mehmeti, Ikpezu up top. For Barnsley, Collins, Anderson, Hellick, Solbau comes in. Styles is back, always good news. Britton, Palmer and Mowat. Keep an eye on that central midfield the next few games if he's suspended. Freeser, Woodrow and DK, who's on a bit of a tear as well. Playing really well, Daryl DK, and he's going to score another 2 in this game. Bit of a soft penalty, I think we would all agree. I'm not going to rant about penalties again. Who's 6 for Wycombe? Is it Tafazoli? Yeah, Tafazoli with a pull on Big Hellick on the arm. Penalty, I'll say no more. Good pen, though. Woodrow slides it in the corner. It's a great header, this. Look how high he is above everyone else there, DK. That's sensational. Nods it in from Anderson's flick. Here's the moment that I'm sure we'll get lots of comments on. So, referee well positioned. I think it's referee Bond, isn't it? Pass. Someone correct me if I'm wrong on that. So, Mowat going in there and being adjudged to, let's use the correct wording here. So, it's endangering opponent, reckless, excessive force. Is that right? So they can probably argue endangering an opponent. Let's see what the appeal does. Hey, you never know with the EFL. But 3 games out now. But what's the best way to play with 10 men? Score another goal. Great cross by Britton, the right wing back, and DK sweeps it home for 3-1. Ikpeazu gets one back. So really good that they did nab that 3rd goal. Get your comments in on this one. Let's have a look at the table. So looking really, really good for Barnsley now. We've gone from over the last 5 games to could they get in the playoffs to, okay, they're in there now and they're 5 points above Bournemouth, 3 points ahead of Reading as well. So they're into 5th position now. As things stand, they would play Brentford in the playoffs, but plenty of water to go under, plenty of bridges, if I'm mixing my metaphors there, between now and the end of the season. Wycombe, just the 26th now. So they are, and we'll talk about Birmingham in a bit, 12 points off safety. So once again, Wycombe will be done with 4 games to go as things stand. That would be in 5 games' time for Wycombe, who have played 37. Let's have a look at your comments on this. Hi, Ben. You're looking very smart. Thank you. It's because I got my hair up, isn't it? 60 points from 30 games. We love a good old 2-point per game run, don't we? Especially when it lasts for 30 games. Tremendous. Little scamps keep scamping. Absolutely, they do. Watch the first half of the Barnsley game. Never a pen that. Joe, never heard such a swearing-filled tirade in all my life through the pitch-side mics. Did they keep apologising, Joe? Soft penalty and soft red card, in my opinion, says George. We will see, won't we? How far can this Barnsley side go? I haven't been overly impressed with their football, but it is effective. You're telling me it's effective. Harsh sending off, but both feet did leave the ground. Does that make it reckless? Possibly. I don't know. If they appeal, they could lose their captain. Fantastic for longer. Yeah, the frivolous business. Was a red card, but the player made a lot more of his injury, as all do. Of course they do. Gamesmanship from the chair, boys. Surely not a pen, though. Yeah, look, the wibbly one on that. Still, I would say a red. If a picture paints 1,000 words. Na, 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 na. Wycombe's owner called us Barnsley mofos. Nice. DK will be some player. Sign him up. Sign him up, hey? Top 2 still up for grabs. I'm not sure about that, Wayne. You need to factor in the fact that Watford are on equally sort of a tear as Barnsley are. And I don't see 8 points being made up in the last 9 games the way Watford are playing. It would take a hell of a slip from literally 3 separate teams now to facilitate that. Don't get carried away if you're a Barnsley fan. Enjoy the moment. Don't get carried away. Barnsley have toughened up last 15 months. Used to be out muscled by opposition teams. Wycombe tried but failed. But they are desperate. I wish them the best. Indeed. Do you think Ikpeazu is the type of striker we should be looking to sign? He's going to cause a nuisance in League One next season if you don't, Alex. Yeah, he certainly does the job. Big Ikpeazu up the top. Good finisher as well from some of the goals that we have seen from him for Wycombe this season. Onward, We've got to talk about Birmingham now, and we've got to talk about Reading. So let's accentuate the positive and talk about Birmingham first. And this was a really good round, this one for Birmingham, because down at the bottom there, Wycombe lost, Wednesday drew, Rotherham lost, Coventry lost, Derby drew, Forest lost, Huddersfield drew. Nobody else won. So they've taken 2 and 3 points out of literally everybody down there. And new manager in, hopefully new, more positive mood. I think Harley Dean's goal celebration told the story, didn't it? So Birmingham are now, and we'll look at the tables in a bit, but they're now 6 points above the drop. Yes, I know Rotherham have 4 games in hand. Reading, though, now have Bournemouth and a little bit further. Well, Bournemouth breathing down their neck, and Borough are waiting for any kind of slip from either team as well. There is your Birmingham team, your first Lee Bowyer Birmingham team. Etheridge in goal, Colin and Pedersen fullbacks, Dean and Roberts, Bella and Halilovic wide. It was a 4-4-2. We watched a bit of this one on the Super Stream last night. Harper and Gardner, Jutkovic and Hogan brother up top. Reading, well, they've kind of switched systems, haven't they, since, I was going to say Ferenc Puskas then, since George Puskas got back. And they go with it again with Yaku Maite up top. And he seems to be in good goal-scoring form as well. Maite scored again last night. So Raphael in goal. Yidam, Holmes, Moore and Richards, so still without Morrison. Semedo, McIntyre, Laurent. Elise with Maite and Zhao up front. And if you thought DK pulverised his opponents in the air here, look at Jutkovic there. I mean, to be fair, they're both all over each other, and Jutkovic just outstrengths. Is that a word? He's too strong for Liam Moore there on the back post. We've seen him score a lot of goals on the back post, bullying defenders, Jutkovic, over the years. 1-0. Here is the Maite equaliser. You can see him on the back post, bit blurry, heading it in. It's quite a clever corner, actually, because they put, was it Holmes or McIntyre? I can't remember. Like inside the goal behind Etheridge. He runs through, and then Elise hits a lovely cross, actually. He's got loads of assists, hasn't he, Elise? Let me double check that one. He hits it really flat, and 10th assist of the season for Michael Elise. Great job for one so young there. And Maite heads it in. However, that wasn't the only decent header left in the game. Good neck muscles there from Harley Dean. I think it was it Semedo, possibly? I can't think who misheaded it in the first instance. Anyway, Dean, from a standing jump there, gets real good power and loop on that to get that in the corner from there. Really good goal by Dean. And then we saw this. Let me do my impression here. The shrug that Karanka did in his last interview there. So a good day for Birmingham, a bad day for Reading, with others obviously winning around them. Literally, in fact, all 4 teams. So Reading are 6th and 5th, 7th and 8th all won. And if I showed you the table, I wouldn't have to tell you, would I? There you go. Reading 61 from 37, so 9 to go. 75 maybe would be a realistic target here for 6th this season. We think the tide might be a little bit high. 14 from 9, doable indeed. But let's see what transpires next for Reading. 1 point in the last 2. Whilst others around them have been hitting 4s and 6s there, like cricket. Birmingham, well, I'll not repeat what I've already said, but if Carlsberg made rounds, new manager, win, nobody else wins. So good stuff for Blues fans there. 38, Rotherham 32. And the whole relegation picture, as I say, every stream now, the whole relegation picture is now in Rotherham's corner. If Rotherham make a go of it, get a win, a draw, a defeat, maybe, then another draw in the next 4 games and take 5 points from 4 and just close up that gap, then we get a chase. But if Rotherham go on a losing run, then Nothing's happening down there. I'm at pains to keep pointing this out. Let's have a look here in the chat. Started Birmingham career mode on Football Manager on Monday and they start winning. So Liam's taking the credit. There you go. Liam, you sound like a supporter of a certain team that we cover here. Have I missed out QPR Millwall? No, you can see it down there. No, we'll be doing that next. Not high enough in the table yet, Jimmy. We might not get a mention. Oh, yes, you will. Thoughts on Adkins? I like Adkins, actually. I thought he would be higher than League One. Anyway, sorry. Supposed to be looking at this. There we go. Reading have some excellent individual players, but are they good enough to scrap with teams that fight for their lives? They do have some excellent individual players. I just feel if Reading had managed to keep their, first team fit all season, this playoff would have been fairly simple. I think they would, probably have at least 5 more points than they've got. So, is a little bit of a slip now. Mr. E, Reading out for Pano acknowledged that, was naturally unhappy. Birmingham won every 50-50. Pretty sure Jutkovic has Liam Moore on his shelf back at home. Yeah, Mr. E's not the first that Jutkovic has just bullied in the Championship. Expecting 4-2-3-1 on Sat. Yeah. Simple change, but so effective. But well, you're right, Will, aren't you? And we saw this from McCarthy at Cardiff. Just simplify everything and make yourself competitive again. And then complicate it down the line. Crown and Scepter would have been bouncing after that comeback, says Simon. Home alone with your laptop just doesn't cut it. Absolutely. I think Reading have got QPR next. Interesting. That will be interesting. Where are we going next, guys? We are going to, I think we've just made mention of this game. We're going to a hell of a fight back here by QPR. It was QPR 3, Millwall 2, a third win in 4 for Mark Warburton. And I don't know, maybe I need to do this. I reckon over the last 10, 15 games, there's not that many teams that have got... obviously, we need to account the fact that Barnsley, Norwich and Watford have been on crazy good runs. QPR won't be that far off, will they? They've won a lot of games recently, and it's 3 in 4 again now for Rangers. But Millwall were 2-0 up, for goodness sakes, in this one. 2-0 up at half-time and 3-2 down by minute 86, as you can see there. And our Millwall friends, which we have many, were not very happy about this in the stream last night. There's your Rangers team. Dieng in goal. Dickey, DeVries, Barbet. DeVries has slid in there nicely recently, hasn't he? Kane and Wallace. Cameron Johansson, Willock, Dykes and Austin. And for Millwall, Bart, Hutchison, Pearce, Cooper, Malone, Romeo, Woods, Evans, Thompson, Bennett and Wallace. And that front two, Millwall have been looking to nail down a front two all season, haven't they? That front two both score in the first half. A couple of decent goals as well, I have to say. Great how to play on transition here, 101. Woods wins it, touch, plays through Wallace into the box. Good finish there from the angle there with the right foot. Lovely goal. This one's really good, though. If you want to see a proper long throw-in goal, Cooper on the near post, the throw into him, get the big man isolated. Bennett on the back post. Look at that for a finish. Horizontal on the volley there. Lovely couple of goals by Millwall, and they're looking impressive. They're 2-0 up. And then what the hell happens in the second half? Well, here come QPR. Lovely goal from Austin there. Glances that one on the near post, using all his experience and quality there to get that one into the far corner past Białkowski. Overload on the left-hand side here, and then Johansson's like falling over and sticks it into the net inside the 6-yard box. I'm sure QPR fans are all going to be wanting Johansson to sign full-time, aren't they? And there is Jordy DeVries, another set play, near post. Actually flicks it. You think he's going to drill that through Białkowski, don't you? But over Romeo's head at the back post. So a lovely loopy header there into the far corner. And what a comeback, hey? What about that from Rangers? And Millwall would have been nicely placed in the table with a win there. What we now have is everyone in each other's way on 49 points. Millwall, Stoke, QPR and Bristol City all have 49 points. Millwall obviously would have been at 52 there, sort of, in the outsider playoff chase there. Whereas now it feels like they're mid-table with a 6-point gap up to Cardiff. And maybe some kudos for Mr. Warburton here now. 49 points. And it feels like there's been probably 9 wins. I'm pulling the numbers out of the air. Maybe someone's got them for me on the chat. Feels like they've had 8 or 9 wins, certainly in 15 or 16 games, QPR. So good job. And they are miles off relegation, which some were worried about earlier in the season. Hutchinson missed a sitter. I think he missed 2 sitters, didn't we? Not good. And he's watching at school. Nice. Game of 2 halves. Rangers went more direct after the break. Never adapted. Perhaps we should learn to waste time for 45 minutes. Well, there you go. Tomo at the moment not justifying his place in the team. Plus, Wood looks a better long player. Yeah, Mitchell's been good since he's come back in. Austin Johansson, De Vries, January signings all scored. Yeah, how many of them are coming in? None of them were full-time, were they? QPR forever. QPR 5th in the table over the last 10 games. There you go. Barnsley, yeah, and all of those other teams have had mental runs as well. So Mark Warburton has never lost to Millwall, and we haven't won at QPR since the 80s. Oof. Oof, indeed. Right. Let's not stand on ceremony, but we do have a 0-0 draw to talk about. So if anyone watched this one, get your insight in the comments. I watched Nigel Pearson's interview by way of research and a couple of clips. It looked like a beach towel job, didn't it? And some flip-flops and some sun cream and all of that good stuff. But yeah, 0-0 and a bit of a sense here that both sides, Bristol City never draw, do they? So they'll kind of be happy to go to an away game and play scruffy and not lose. And Blackburn, well, it's the latest in a 73% possession. Latest in a season of having lots of shots and lots of passes and not winning a lot of games, you have to say. There's the teams. Kaminsky, Rankin, Costello, Douglas, Harwood, Bellis, Lenihan across the back for Rovers. Ruffwell, Johnson, Holtby, Elliott, Armstrong, Brereton. For Bristol City, Dan Bentley unwell. O'Leary plays and gets a clean sheet. Woof, good work. Hunt and Session in fullbacks. Murray Hupfer is still playing centre-back. He wasn't even in the club at the start of the season, let alone the plans. Callas, the other centre-back. Lansbury, Masengo. Semenyo, Palmer, Wells, and Jeju. Looks like a slightly different shape that we've not really so much seen from Bristol City. I've got no pictures, so get your comments in. 3 big chances to Blackburn, none for Bristol City. 73% on the possession. Although, look at that, 3 shots on target to 2 in Bristol City's favour. So, lies, damn lies and statistics. You can get them to say whatever you want, can't you? And Bristol City joined the 49ers club. They're in the middle of the table, the most beachy-looking area of the championship at the moment, with Blackburn not far behind on 45. What are you guys saying here? A draw at last. Pearson has made a real difference, made us hard to beat, more solid. That's what an experienced manager gives. Yeah. Experienced managers as well in game will make tweaks and see things that inexperienced ones don't. This game should clearly have been top of the running order. Yeah. Right. Let's move on from that one. Unhelpful draw category. I don't know. I think they'll both be happy not to lose, won't they, Liam? So we won't park it fairly and squarely in there. I wish I'd watched the game at Blackburn instead of my team. Still, as everyone knows, into each life, some rain must fall. That sounds like Steps rather than Longfellow. What Steps song? Need to catch them all. There's a Steps song from the 90s that obviously quoting maybe something a little bit more highbrow there, Mr. E. But there's definitely a Steps song that starts with that. Unbelievable scenes, a reference to 90s bubblegum pop band Steps. Right, finally, we got to talk Sheffield Wednesday and Huddersfield, which was 1-1. Wednesday did have the lead in this one, so Huddersfield will be pleased to have fought back. And I think Huddersfield are trending upwards. I really do. I I think they're. I think they've bottomed out and they're coming back out of it now, from what I can see. And they get another point. They just look more competitive now and a bit less. Can I say flaky, or is that unfair on Huddersfield? Probably unfair, but you know what I mean, don't you? There is your Wednesday team: Westwood in goal, Lees, Hutchison, Burner, Palmer and Reach, Bannon, Pelupesi, Harris, Rhodes, Windass. For Huddersfield, the Terriers: Schofield, Edmonds Green, Keogh, Sarr, Dehaney and Pippa. Pippa, a man for all seasons. O'Brien and Hogg, Holmes, Bakuna, and Campbell. Really good goal this by Windass, actually. Played through by Rhodes, and he's too quick and too strong for Sarr and drills it in with the right foot. Lovely goal by Josh Windass. And we've joked a lot about Callum Patterson and the less than aesthetically pleasing montage of goals he scored this season. They all count. Unfortunately, so does this one, where he's kind of falling over the line and putting the ball into his own net after Sarr chases in a free kick. And it's 1-1, and it's obviously a better result for Huddersfield than it is for Wednesday, who did have 3 big chances, according to some underlying metrics there. But if we look at the table, that's 29 points with 10 games to go. If 45 to survive means anything, 16 points from the last 10 for Wednesday, 5 wins and a draw in 10. I'm not seeing it. I don't know if you are. We're nearly in stick a fork in them. They're done territory there for Wednesday. That type of surge looks unlikely now, doesn't it? Huddersfield 42. So, and I said this before this game, 2 more wins for Huddersfield. Yesterday it was 2 more wins takes you to 47. Now 2 more wins takes you to 48. But look, they've got 6 points from the last 4 games. There's definitely a little trend upwards. They want to ride that out for a few more games, and they'll probably be nice and safe, Huddersfield. And a lot of us thought they'd struggle with all of that parachute money went to new owners and a new manager coming in, and a big losing culture at the club really over a few seasons. So it'd be a good job, I think. If you want a fan reaction, Blackburn Rover Seas. Yes, I've been on his channel, Russell. I'll go on anyone's channel, won't I? Terrible. Patterson is going into my worst team of the season category. You got to love him, though, haven't you? I'm sure he'll score about 25 goals next season in League One, won't he? Darren Moore, 1 point from 9. Where's the new manager bounce? Almost like it doesn't exist. Flaky is more polite than I'd describe. There you go. I thought it was being unfair. I think we can say unhelpful draw for Wednesday. Handy point for Huddersfield. Totally agree with that. A playoff semi-final in 2017, wasn't it? Just with Huddersfield 0-0 in their way all the way through the playoffs. Or did they get a 1-1 at some point? I think they scored an own goal. Someone scored an own goal or something. They won both games on penalties, didn't they? Even with the 6-point deduction, Wednesday would be 3 points off safety. That tells its own story. Wednesday got Barnsley on Saturday. Form out of the window in a local derby. You hope not, Anthony. You hope form's well and truly in the window if you're a Barnsley fan with that one. Wednesday are going to have to win 3 and draw 1 just to get to Birmingham. So we're looking at them having to win. Yeah, I made the same calculation, Ridley. To get to 45, wasn't it? It was 5 wins and a draw in 10. And whilst past form doesn't predict the future ever, it certainly gives us a fair idea of what's likely or unlikely to happen. Deeper Shade of Blue by Steph. Yeah, I'm a deeper shade of blue. Yeah, no more steps on the channel. That'll be it. Second leg was 1-1. I remember. We are done, says Nat. Stick a fork in Nat. He's done. Yeah, we'll see. Many a big club has gone into League One, and Sheffield Wednesday may well be the latest. Right. Thank you all. That will just about do us for today. We got through nice and quickly. And yeah, nice to speak to some happy Norwich fans and Rangers fans and Barnsley fans and Birmingham fans. Some good rounds for those teams, let's just say, and all winners there. I've got a poll up on this round for goal of the round, so go and check that out on Twitter. If you haven't already, follow me on Twitter as well. If you want to shout out, let me know here and I'll put them up before the end of the video. I'm going to be back. What day is it today? It's Thursday, isn't it? I'll be back tomorrow for the preview show. And then, God, I don't even know what the games are. I don't even know me day of the week it is, do I? I'm just going to sort by date, and it will tell me that... Is there no Friday night game? Are you kidding me? No Friday night football for the Championship. Well, there you go. Is Fulham Leeds tomorrow night? I'll do Fulham Leeds tomorrow night. There we go. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Let's give another shout out to Russ, who's our fan sponsor. There he is. Russ Peak, a fan and now a friend, despite Ben's terrible taste. That's his dad in the picture as well, who I've also met. Lovely couple of blokes, those two are. And they bought me a burger in Reading once, which will... that's how to buy my love forever. Buy me a burger in Reading, and you're all good there. Right, let's say thank you to you guys. Yeah, we'll probably watch Leeds Fulham then. Longfellow is greater than Steps. Is he? Is he, Mr. E, though? Did he do the tragedy dance? Monaco is on tomorrow. Nice one. Liam, such a connoisseur, isn't he? How many different divisions do you watch, Liam? About nearly as many as Chris, isn't it? Millwall Borough on Saturday. Glamour game not to miss. You've got to love it, haven't you? Right. Thank you, everybody, for watching. I might do a reaction to the England team in a bit. The England squad, rather. What time is it? In 20 minutes' time there. So I'll see you all very, very soon. And it's a big over and out from me. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button to see more videos from this channel. Hit the subscribe button and to be notified every time we upload. Ring the bell for those notifications to come through on your device. If you really want to support the channel and me as a content creator, I will be eternally grateful if you head over to the merch store and grab something, or support over on Patreon, patreon.com/Benjamin Bloom. Thank you for your time. Go and watch another video.